Would you like to know a fantastic conversion formula that will help you convert from valuation to instruction about 80 to 90% of the time? Well, good news is I'm going to take you through our exact formula in this Whiteboard Wednesday. Hi, I'm Sam from Firewave, and today we're talking about Legend, our legendary conversion formula. So it's very well named actually, but the Legend just helps you remember exactly what to say and what to ask, more importantly, in which order. So this is what it stands for, and what we're talking about is the market appraisal itself is how to make sure that you've got the best possible outcome, the result of that market appraisal or that valuation, whatever you call it. So we start off with listen. L is for listen. And what we mean by that is when you first arrive at the house, you know, and they shake your hand and they go, where would you like to start, downstairs or upstairs? I want you to say, let's have a sit down and I'd love to hear your plans for moving. And that really starts the consultation on the right level. It starts by positioning you as an expert and an expert advisor. So it positions you as a consultant and not just somebody who's there just to value the house. You're worth so much more than that. So you're going to listen to their moving story, and they've got a lot to tell you because nobody decides to move overnight. And if they are, for example, an older family or they're downsizing or both, then chances are it's taken them many months or even many years to come to that decision. And they need to talk you through their decision-making process, particularly if they've tried to sell in the past. They want you to know exactly what they did and then what happened from that. Okay, so then it goes into explore. And what we mean by that is, when you've been listening to somebody and they've been telling you their life story or their moving plans or all about their house or their family, whatever it is, you need to dig into that. You need to explore the consequences of those facts they've told you for them, for the person that's sat in front of you. So, for example, they could say, okay, how long have you lived here? And by the way, saying, why do you want to move is a very dangerous question. So we always say, how long have you lived here? And that usually opens a discussion about why they're moving anyway. So they might say, oh, we've lived here for 30 years, it's about time we moved. Or they might say, we've only lived here for 2 years, we just don't like it. Either way, you've opened up a conversation where you can start to gauge their level of motivation for moving and also to understand a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes. So the explore bit would be, tell us more about that. Have you found anywhere to move to? What's next in the plans? Do you have a timescale involved? And actually that brings you very nicely into gap, because what you're looking for is where they are now in their lives and where they're trying to get to. So it could be that now the house is too big for them, it's too expensive, the garden is very onerous, they've got to spend lots of time, effort and money on making sure it all looks nice all the time, same with the maintenance for the house. And actually where they want to get to is smaller, more manageable, more affordable, money in the bank, maybe closer to family. So you can see there's a gap there, there's a journey between the two. And you're there really to really explore that journey and explore what the impact of that journey, the successful journey, would have on the person sitting in front of you. And in that way they become a client much more than you just going and being interviewed for the role of a estate agent. At this point here, you're going to do the house tour. So this is the part where you look around the house with them, being careful still to keep the subject of the conversation them and not the house, but you're allowing them to take you on a tour around the house and tell you all about it. What we always do is we always say, we won't take notes at this stage because the delivery team, when they come in, they take copious notes and they'll know exactly what to put on file about your house. So if they start telling you about the boiler or the borehole or the septic tank or any of those things, that's why we don't take sort of a notebook around with us, because otherwise you'd be there all day. Once you've done the house tour, you're going to go back and sit back down in the same place as you were before, and you're going to educate or explain to these people in front of you exactly how you can help with their specific set of circumstances. This is not a pitch, this is not a one-size-fits-all, this is only addressing the challenges and the concerns that they have with exactly what you do. So, for example, if they are an accountant, very left-brain person, used to doing lots of facts and figures and statistics, and so what they're looking for really is, how does your service or your fee or the experience of working with you dovetail into exactly the numbers at the end of the day? So So that's the result for them in terms of what they're going to get for the sale of their house, how much money they're going to have in the bank as a result, how long is this all going to take, exactly step by step what they need to know. Whereas if it's a more of a creative person, maybe somebody with artistic tendencies, they might want to pore over your brochures and look at all the photography and really allow themselves to immerse themselves in the experience, the visual experience of selling their house. You can talk to them about styling and how you'll do a viewing and all those things that are very visual. So that's what we really mean by educate and explain about exactly how your service, your experience, the experience of working with you as an agent is going to give them exactly what they need, that they have explained here, which is why we spend so long there. Very briefly, the needs is when you just reiterate exactly what they said to you that they want to do, and very importantly in the words they've used. So if they say, we really want to move down south to be closer to grandchildren, you need to use those exact words. So don't change grandchildren to family, don't change down south to Cornwall. Make sure you're reiterating exactly what they need back to them in the words that they've used. And that shows you that you've understood, and they will feel reassured by that. They won't even notice you using the same words, but they'll subconsciously feel like you've understood and you've listened, which is very, very important. And then decision, and this is quite simple really. If it's a couple, we quite often will say to the couple, have you made a decision about whether you'd like us to be your estate agents or not? Or words to that effect. And quite often they'll say, no, we haven't made a decision yet, that's fine. You might say, well, today is Friday. Would you like the weekend to come to a decision? And we'll give you a call on Monday. And they'll usually say, yes, please. And we might say, okay, Monday morning or Monday afternoon, and you'll arrive at a time. And then you'll say, okay, we'll phone you at 2:30 on Monday afternoon for your decision. And that way, they're fully expecting to give you a decision, and they're not just going to sit on the fence in your pending file on your desk for way, way too long. So that's Legend. It's actually surprisingly effective. It's something that Phil and I still use today. I've been using it for many, many years, probably 17 years or even more. And it has always been effective for me. And what it does is, even if I don't need to anymore, but in the beginnings I used to write down Legend at the side of my pad and remember to go through that process. And it's just really an aid memoir to help you make sure you've got structure to your market appraisals or your valuation appointments, and make sure you've got the best possible outcome at the end of it. Now, Legend is just one of the things that we teach our amazing Firewave members in obviously a lot more detail at our masterminds and our events and all the things that a member only can get access to. How to become a member, Sam? I hear you asking. Thank you very much for asking. You just need to go here to fire-wave.co.uk/start. And what happens then, you get a little pop-up which will ask you, I think, 4 pieces of information, including things like your competitive area and your email address. And we'll be back in touch straight away to say, yes, your area is available, or no, your area is not available. Would you like to go on the wait list? Either of those two things gives you at least a result, and then you can plan what you're going to do with your marketing and your conversion and all the other things that we help you do in Firewave. So really looking forward to talking to you sometime very soon, and thanks very much for watching this Whiteboard Wednesday. Bye for now.